And now,
الله يرحمه.
ده فكرة ده
شوف دي حاجة.
لا
انت بدك الفشل من عندك بدك الفشل بتعملها تعمل
yeah, of course.
هيدا الحياة، هيدا الحياة 69 سنة كانت لا كانت وقعت ماشي مستشفى حدا عم بشوف سكرات بفضي بالي لما رايح على نوت كارولاينا بفضي بالي قبل ما انزل حدا فانا بروح بعمل فحوصات الفحوصات كانوا عم يطمنونا وهذا التنايم نعمل فحص التنايم الصبح بس الحمد لله هو حس بوجع بنوم يعني نام راح بسلام
Good afternoon. If we could just make one request out of respect for the family during the service, if we could just ask that folks just take a second to check your cell phone, make sure it's on mute or vibrate, mute's even better, for the duration of the service. And then afterwards, don't forget to turn it back on again, but thank you very much.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Dear family and friends, my father-in-law, Issam, affectionately known as Ammi or Uncle Issam, to me, and Jiddu or Grandpa to our kids. He was one of his kind. He was an exceptionally generous, compassionate, kind, patient, and genuine man who brought joy and laughter to all who knew him. Ammi Issam was a loving husband, a brother, a father, a grandfather, an uncle, a cousin, and a dear friend to many throughout the United States and Lebanon. He will be greatly missed by everyone, and he shall always be in our hearts. Ammi Issam loved growing up in the beautiful mountain village town of Qarnayil, Lebanon. He was a charismatic young boy, full of so much energy and life. His fondest memories of growing up in Qarnayil included his many adventures with his friends, playing practical jokes, always making everyone laugh and smile. كان صبي حنون مثل حفيدته ليلى وكان شقي مثل حفيده شاري. Ammi Issam met the love of his life and wife of 43 years, Aunt Rilla, in the summer of 1979 when the two of them were vacationing in Lebanon. It was Aunt Rilla's first trip back to Lebanon after she and her family immigrated to the United States, and he was in Lebanon to attend the wedding of his dear sister, Aunt Huda. Ammi Issam's face would always light up whenever he talked about the first time he met Aunt Rilla, saying it was love at first sight. And we witnessed how that love never stopped. Excited to start their new life together, the two got married in 1980 and resided in North Carolina. They launched several businesses, including convenience store and several restaurants. And a few years into their marriage, they welcomed their daughter and the love of my life, Juhaina, into the family. Juhaina was the joy of his life. He adored being a father. Issam's whole life revolved around his family. He enjoyed being a band and soccer dad, always supporting and participating in his daughter's school and extracurricular activities. He was so proud of Juhaina and all of her accomplishments. And that never stopped. But later in life, Ammi Issam's absolute favorite role was that of a grandparent. He treasured his time with his two precious grandchildren, Layla and Shadi, and loved being their sweet grandpa or Jiddu. We feel so blessed that Aunt Rilla and Ammi Issam moved to Ann Arbor in 2018 to be closer to us. We feel blessed to have so many beautiful memories with both of them. You know, everyone who knew Ammi Issam They knew how much he loved life. He enjoyed the outdoors, swimming, fishing, you name it. And he was a lifelong car and auto sports enthusiast. Issam will always be remembered for his generosity, kindness, and loyalty. Anyone who has ever met him would agree that his zest for life was absolutely contagious. His house was the focal point of gathering for the extended family, creating wonderful and lasting memories filled with laughter, music, dancing, and fun. As you've seen in the slideshow photos earlier, his life was a life of love, kindness, generosity, and fun. Issam, we couldn't have asked for a better brother, husband, father, grandfather, uncle, cousin, and dear friend, and we will miss you every day. Your spirit and memory will live on in the hearts of all those who loved you. At this time, I would like to ask our dear family friend and cousin, Uncle Shawqi, to share a few words with us.
إنا لله وإنا إليه راجعون. الموت حق. بدي أحكي عن، معلش اعذروني، بدي أحكي بالعربي لأنه الأغلب رح يحكوا بالإنجليزي، وحابب أحكي بالعربي لأنه مهما وصفت المرحوم عصام، صحيح هو بقرابتي، ابن عمي وجوز بنت عمي، بس عشنا سوا. بدي أحكي عن المرحلة اللي عشناها بقرنيل، كنا أولاد وبتعرفوا بضايعة صغيرة، وكانت الأوضاع المالية مش كتير كويسة. طبعا هذه أحوال الدنيا وكنا نفتخر فيها. فكان عصام رفيق العمر، وكان عمي أمين، المرحوم عمي أمين بايو لعصام بالسعودية، ميسور الحال، وكان يبعث له لعصام، يبعث له خرجية، يبعث له ريالات بدون أي، نحن لا نحكي معه بشي ولا شيء. نلاقيه جاي نازل لعنا أنا وخي حافظ، يجي يحكينا، قلنا يلا ابن عمي بدنا نروح. لوين بدنا نروح؟ قال يلا تعالوا معي مصاري، بيي بعت لي مصاري، بروح أنا وياكم. نروح يصرف علينا حرام، كل شيء يصرف، يشتري لنا إلنا قال ما يشتري إله. طبعا كنا أولاد وهالشغلات هاي. فهذا هو عصام مهما حكيت عنه ما في وفي. محب، غيور، صاحب نخوي، بحب الكل، بيضلوا يضحك، البسمة دايما على وجهه، دايما على وجهه، كل الناس بتحبه. إذا بيتصلوا فينا من لبنان كل الأهل والقرايب والأصحاب بيحكوا بصفاته الحميدة. فكمان نحن نطلب له الرحمة، ورح نفقده. وبطلب كمان لأختنا حبيبتنا رولا، الله يصبرك، والحبيب جهينة والحبيب وليد وليلى وشادي، الله يكون معكم. بعرف صعبة بس هي إرادة الله، بنتقبلها والله يرحمه. وكمان اللي عمل شغلة دايما كان يجمعنا، مثل ما الحبيب وليد قالنا، كان يجمعنا. وحتى بهالمناسبة بالنسبة إلي جمعنا مع كل هالحبايب والقرايب والأصحاب، مع إنه محزنة، بس كمان بصراحة بالنسبة إلي كتير كبيرة. شفنا كل بنشكركم ونشكر غيرتكم اللي إجوا وشاركوا. والله يرحمه، خلي لنا إياكم.
Thank you, Shawqi. Thank you. I would now like to ask if anyone else would like to come up and share a few words with us.
I'll just be brief. I don't know how many of y'all know where we come from in North Carolina. It's a very rural town. Half the people don't like you because you're different. Half the people don't know what you are. And it's not always easy finding a home in a town like that. Thankfully, just a mile up the road, we had Donjala, Johanna, and Issam. And it did not matter what the day was or what the time of that day was. We could always call them and go to their house and literally sit, and we didn't even have to talk. It's just that we were different in this community and we had each other. And that was enough for us to have a home in North Carolina. And Johanna and Donjala and Issam were some of the first people to welcome my mom here. And I think she even lived with them and my sister when they first came to North Carolina. And to have that home in a community like that was priceless to us. So thank you, Donjala, Johanna, for giving us that. Thank you, Issam, for welcoming us and giving us something that carries us forward to today. Thank you.
مساء الخير للجميع. أنا كنت عم فكر إذا أنا مفروض أحكي أو بحق لي أحكي بهالمناسبة.
أكيد.
أنا عمو عصام بس بعرفه سنتين يعني، بس كأني بعرفه عمر. بس بدي أحكي عن الأشياء اللي تعلمتها منه، الأشياء اللي عرفتها عنه. أول ما تعرفت عليه فكرته قاسي، فكرته إنه صعب to approach, but then I found out قديه هو kind hearted من جوا، قديه قلبه مسالم، قديه بيحب الحياة. كان مسامح لدرجة مش طبيعية. يعني بيزعل منك أول يوم، تاني يوم كأنه ما في شيء. he moves on. اللي بدي أحكي عنه إنه his excitement كل مرة بنيجي منزوره قديه بيكون مبسوط إنه جايين ناس ومحمس وبده يلا رولا جيبي اعملي يا لازم تاكل لازم. نفسيته كريمة لشكل غير طبيعي. وليش بدي أقول عن الكرم؟ لأنه السنة الماضية عيد ميلادي عنده set of samurai swords اللي هو بحب يجمعهم. قال لي شو أنت بتشتغل ب Japanese company؟ قلت له يا. قال لي بدك سيف ساموراي؟ قلت له أوكي بس شو بدي أعمل فيه؟ قال لي عندي كتير بس بدي أعطيك واحد عيد ميلادك. قلت له عمو عصام this is expensive. قال لي I don't care you have to have it buddy. هيك كان يعيط لي I'm his buddy مع إنه كل اللي بيعرفني حرام سنتين. أعطاني سيف الساموراي. آخر مرة إجا لعندي تجرع طبخت له Chinese. He was brave to eat from my food. لأنه قلت له I hope you like it. It was a little bit on the spicy side but he still loved it. وأعطاني مسبحة عاج كمان. نفسه كريمي. عمو عصام I don't know you much. You keep giving me all these precious gifts. But no, nevertheless, he always wanted to give these out. كمان هودي الصور اللي شفتوهم nothing of what he has in his house. مرة قعدت شي ساعتين معه يفرجيني صورة ورا التاني ورا التالت ولك هيدي جوجو لما خلقت وهي جوجو لما تخرجت وهيدا لما وليد وهيدا لما ليلى وشادي. He adored all these memories. وبحب نحول. حماته كان عيط لنحول. He had an awesome relationship مع تيتا نبيها اللي أنا كمان بعتبرها ستي إلي. يعني كنت كل تعلمينا الحياة ومعنى الحياة. وبيج ماما كان يسميها لا تنترولا بيج ماما. كيف ما راحت كيف ما اجت بيج ماما قد ما كان يحبها وما كانش يشوف غير بيج ماما. ام الكل. وخصوصا مرة بالمستشفى قال لها روح على البيت مش بحاجة إلكي. يمكن هاي يعني آخر ليلة unfortunately. قلت له بيج ماما ليش بدك تفلرت with the nurses؟ هي مش عارفة إنه هو ما كان شايف غيرها. كل الليل يحكي عنها للنرسات يقول لهم عنها وكيف تعرف عليها وكيف بحبها. So أنا بعتذر منكم يمكن أنا مش بحق لي أحكي بس أنا حبيت شارككم هالميموري عنه. تونترولا عندك a second son. Okay? Yeah. الله يرحمه. الله يرحمه.
الله يحفظك.
Thank you, everyone. Johanna and I would like now to ask all the cousins who would like to share with us a few memories they've had with Ammu Issam. Please come on up.
My Sam and Khadirola came to North Carolina in December. October? It was soon. It was recent. Felt like yesterday. Anyways, they came, and my son always loved going fishing, and he always loved going in the ocean. I do a lot of fishing over there, but I don't really go in the ocean much. My boat's not that big. Don't feel too safe. Well, anyways, they were in town, and he really wanted to go. So we started off near the ocean, but not going out in the ocean because I didn't want to, take that risk and, just not go out there in a smaller boat. Well, so we started fishing, and then you just see him and looking at it from the side. So I was like, okay, we're going to go. So I told him, reel in the lines, we're going to go. So we got out there. The waves were really rough. So I told him, hang on tight, try to get through. And started going, hit the first wave. My son flew up in the air, came back down. And I was telling him, sorry, we got a few more waves. He was just laughing, smiling. He was fine. We finally got out there, and he got a little wet, waves hitting him and bouncing. And we got out there, and he just was so happy. I told him sorry about all the water, hitting him and everything, and he was just so happy. He said it wouldn't be fun if it wasn't a challenge or whatever. He was all about going out in the water. We finally came back. We caught a few fish. We came back. I had a tangle in one of my lines, and he was trying to fix it when we were coming back. And again, we had to cross the waves again. Well, where we are, it gets real shallow sometimes, and so we were coming in, and a wave hit us on the side, and I ended up getting stuck on the sand. So now we're in where the waves are. So if you're at the beach and you see the waves come, yeah, that's us. So we're there. He's sitting there fixing the line like nothing's going on. I'm panicking. I'm thinking we're stuck. We got waves hitting us, water splashing us, boats rocking to the side. He's getting wet, and finally we get out, and he's still working on the knot. And I'm like, Sam, are you okay? I'm sorry, we're gonna get out of this. And he had no worry in the world. And as soon as we got out, he was laughing, smiling. My heart was beating so fast. He was like, that was the best trip I ever took. We caught one fish, but he just loved it. And the experience of going out on the boat, I was scared at first because I didn't know. You never know how the waves get. But we got out. Luckily, we were safe. And he just couldn't stop talking about it when we got back. And we caught all the fish in the ocean, but we didn't really catch much. But just that time together, and something told me I just needed to go take him out there, even though I didn't feel too comfortable. It was just recent, it just happened. So yeah, I always remember him. I always had the jokes. I love him. Love you, Khato. Love you, Johanna. I love you.
It was too much to say, so I had to write it down. لكن هيك يا خالو جمعتنا اليوم. In our attempt to express the profound depth of our legacy and impact on our lives, my siblings and I find common ground. We may have struggled with words, but we agreed on the powerful life lesson woven into this poem, a testament to how Khalu taught us to truly live. I read of a man who stood to speak at the funeral of a friend. He referred to the dates on the tombstone from the beginning to the end. He noted that the first came the date of his birth, and spoke the following date with tears. But he said what mattered most of all was the dash in between those years. For that dash represents all the time that they spent alive on earth. And now only those that love them know what that line is worth. For it matters not how much we own, the cars, the house, the cash. What matters is how we live and love and how we spend our dash. So think about this long and hard. Are there things you'd like to change? For you never know how much time is left that can still be rearranged. If we could just slow down enough to consider what's true and real, and always try to understand the way other people feel, and be the less quick to anger, and show appreciation more, and love the people in our lives like we've never loved before. If we treat each other with respect and more often wear a smile, remembering this special dash might only last a little while. So when your eulogy is being read, with your life's actions to rehash, would you be proud of the things they say about how you spent your dash? My siblings and I were extremely fortunate to have called him Khalu. And to be a part of his dash. From the big family barbecues, the impromptu debki performances with the drums and the costumes and the tarbouche and all, just being around him brought us joy. In fact, as we reflect on our memories of him and listening to our friends and family exchange stories, there is only one common sentiment as we fight back our tears with laughter. It was the joy he gave us all, forever in our hearts and memories, with love, Sahar, Nidal, Rana and Reem. Allah yarhamak ya Khalu.
Issam carried himself with such an immense joy for life. He always had such an immense outburst of excitement whenever we'd go over to his home, and that was one of the most exciting things as being a kid, going over to Duntrell and Issam's house. Oftentimes I would be the youngest one there would be no one to really entertain me. But Issam always had a way to kind of find something fun for me to do. I've countless times shot guns off of his back porch just because he knew how much I loved him. But something that's kind of carried its way through this whole service is his level of generosity. And it's one instance of this that I've always remembered, and it's going to be so insignificant that I don't think you'll even remember it. But we were at your home, Tantrula, and you had just bought a new tanjira. And you and Mama were talking about it and how much y'all liked it, and Mama was saying how much she liked it. And Issam insisted that we have the tanjira. He wanted us to keep it and take it with us, and you had just bought it, and it's just one of the memories that, I'll carry with me forever, and it's something I aspire to be like, is to have his level of generosity. Allah yarhamu.
Layla and Shadi insisted that they want to share beautiful memories they had with Jiddu Issam.
Jiddu Issam was an incredible person. He always loved everyone, and he loved life. He had both an affectionate smile and the warmest hugs. Every time I saw him, he was filled with happiness and delight. He was the most joyful person I knew. One thing I knew for sure was that his positivity spread to everyone he met. His personality was also filled with bravery and passion. He had multiple hobbies and loved doing a variety of things in his free time. One hobby that Jiddu and I both had was our love for animals. I remember talking to him about pets. One pet that we both loved with all of our hearts was my grandmother Detanada's dog, Cookie. One memory that I would like to share with you is when Jiddu and I used to walk Cookie. I remember one evening when we were walking together, we talked about a variety of memories that we had together. Many of these memories were about when we were in North Carolina, at the beach, or playing at the arcade. But one memory that I will never forget was when my Teterilla and Jiddu Issam came to move from North Carolina to Michigan. I remember the enormous smiles that my brother, Shadi, and I had on our faces when I saw them arrive at the airport. That day was the happiest day of my life, knowing that my grandparents would be here to make thousands of exciting memories with us. I am grateful for all of these memories that I have with him and Tita. I had so many happy moments with Jiddu, and he taught me the most incredible things, like how to love everyone, be happy, and enjoy life. Jiddu was the most amazing person I knew and loved. May his incredible life impact ours, so that we can live life with an incredible amount of love and passion, just like Jiddu.
Allah yarhamah. Allah yarhamah.
I will remember Jiddu as a kind and fearless person he was. And right now, I want to tell you a few memories I have with him. When we went to the lake house, he made sure that I had fun. We fished, played soccer together, and played basketball. Jiddu taught me all the stories of when he played soccer when he was a kid. His position was goalkeeper. He taught me good techniques. Another great memory of our time together are when I would come over to his house and we played tennis, baseball, and we walked Cookie, my grandma's dog, around the neighborhood. Jiddu loved dogs and Cookie really loved him. Jiddu taught me how to play baseball. He bought me an awesome bat and we practiced playing together. I always remember the fun times we had together. He will never be forgotten. Love you, Jiddu.
That's beautiful. He loves you so much. Loves you so much. It's This is the hardest thing. I've ever experienced in my life. And I tried to put to paper the words that I have for my sweet, amazing father I saw. But I decided, you know what? It's just gonna come from the heart. That's how Baba lived. Life unscripted. I've never met in my life, never met someone so patient, so kind, so loving. To the point of patience where Dad would always be the last person at the table. He and Aunt Hella coming in close, taking their time, enjoying their meal, savoring the moment, talking to us. It's something that, as you probably have sensed for people here who didn't know him, his zest, his curiosity, his generosity for life. He faced things with bravery, with no fear. He had such a faith in God, such a faith in family. I can't even explain to you. You know, I'm an only child. But I never felt alone. You see a lot of my dear cousins who spoke today. Our house was always the main house of the family. We'd gather. I never felt alone. I had all my wonderful cousins, aka brothers and sisters, or brothers and sisters, aka cousins, I should say. And Baba would take us all the time outside, just like my sweet Shadi said, playing sports, so energetic. But I think a very fond memory that all of us cousins can attest to and remember the fun days in the country in North Carolina, when Daddy would take us in his red pickup truck. He would haul us in the back of the truck bed and go for a ride. He'd speed. Of course, he's a professional driver, I will say. He was safe, but to the level of fun we could do. He would take us over the railroad tracks at higher than usual speeds. And we would all jump and bounce in the back of the pickup truck. And Dad had the windows open, laughing, grinning ear to ear. He'd take us to get ice cream. He just spent all his time with us. He was just an incredible human being. He lived every day to the fullest and never had fear. He always taught me core principles and values that I just could never, I promised him I will share them and pass them down to Layla and Shadi. They were the joy of his lives. But things he taught me forever imprinted in my heart. He always used to tell me, never say the word hate. Love everyone. Love, forgiveness. Life is short and beautiful. If someone hurts you, never say hate. They're always your friend. Always wish them well. That was a big, big piece of advice that Dad instilled with me from day one. He, as you can sense, like he lived life, I can't even tell you. He always used to give me such great advice. He would listen to me. He never yelled at me. He never grounded me. Never, ever in all these years. He always listened to me. We talked for hours. He was my true best friend. And later in life, when I met my dear husband, Waleed, I see so many attributes in Waleed that remind me of my sweet dad. And when I see Waleed engaging with our kids and talking to them in that kind, gentle manner, it's like I'm seeing my dad and me all over again. And that means so much because it's rare to find that type of spirit. My dad was truly one of a kind. In fact, up until the very end, and this was all unexpected, but when he was in the hospital under observations, it's like full circle. The nurses would come over. He would spill all his happy memories about my lovely mom and everything that she's done over the time. There's no stronger woman than Rola Alawar. No stronger woman. And Dad was so in love with her from the very beginning, and their love story will continue forever, I know. But he would tell the nurses, they came over to the hospital and were telling us that your dad is such a funny man. He's a comedian. He would just tell us jokes. My mom brought a basket of fruit to the hospital. It's like Dad wanted her. He asked her, he's like, can you bring some oranges, some pomegranates, some bananas? And what? He would eat some, yes. But why did he ask for it? He was distributing them to all the nurses. He had a box of chocolates. Every time people would come in, that's his generous spirit. He'd want to give them to enjoy. In fact, the nurses said they would argue at every beginning of the shift, who's going to get my dad for the day. They wanted to be his nurse. That's how loving he was. I can say so much more. And I feel like God and Dad are giving me the strength right now. I want to end it with, Mama, I love you so much. And I know that everything is going to be okay. Baba lives on through us all. He lives through Layla and Shadi. He will remain with us in spirit in every moment. And we're beyond thankful for all the milestones we cherish together. But I want you to know, God is great. We have our wonderful support system here, as you can see. And it's going to be okay, Mama. I promise. We promise, Baba. We love you, Mama. You've had a beautiful life with Baba. We all are going to continue the beautiful memories with Baba with us in spirit. So thank you all. We love you. Really love you. Thank you for being here. Thank you. Allah yarhamak la Baba. I love you, Baba. I love you, Baba. Thank you.
Issam lived peacefully and passed away peacefully. He truly believed that success in life is not measured by the square footage of your home or number of digits in your bank account balance. For the tapestry of a life well lived isn't woven with bricks and zeros, but with threads of kindness, bonds of friendship, and the whispers of lives touched. Look around you. He lived a very successful life. Allah yarham. Issam, thank you for welcoming me to your family. You gave me Johanna, the most precious thing you have. I'm proud to be part of your family and forever grateful to you. Thank you for being a friend and a second father for me. We all wish we had more time with you. Allah yarhamak ya ammi. I treasure all the bonding time we had together, from working on home improvement projects, I couldn't have asked for a better helper, to fishing at the piers of North Carolina and the lakes of Michigan. And to all the wonderful discussions we had over the last 20 plus years. I feel so blessed. I'll never forget your welcoming hugs and the bright smile from cheek to cheek every time you saw us. You know, in the true loving passion, every time we visited Aunt Rola and Amma Issam, they would always ask, are you hungry? What can I get you? Would you like this? Can taste some of my food? I cooked this today. Or here's some ice cream. Shadi, Layla, would you like some ice cream? But my favorite was when he offered me rose water or sharab al-ward. I could never say no to that. Yansun, the Turkish chai, sharab al-ward. No matter how full you were, no matter how late in the evening it was, you can never say no to that. I'm gonna miss that. Your presence was a constellation of love, kindness, laughter, shared hopes, and unwavering support, illuminating every corner of our hearts. Thank you for being the lighthouse guiding us through life's storms and reminding us that love makes our world infinitely brighter. Thank you for enriching our lives. Allah yarhamak Amma. We truly thank everyone for joining us today to celebrate Amma Issam's life. We also thank all those who prayed for him, all those who reached out to us. And the abundance of love we felt has warmed our hearts and enriched our souls, knowing that he is so loved by so many and will never be forgotten. Without family and friends, the whole world goes dark. Without family and friends, the whole world goes dark. Thank you for keeping our world brimming with sunshine, even when shadows gather. Allah yarham. Before we commence with the prayers, we would love for everyone at the end of the service to join us at Palm Palace Restaurant on Carpenter and Washtenaw, to have a bite together and to continue to share wonderful memories of Ammi Issam. You know, knowing his love and generosity, you know how much he would insist that you join us. So please do so. We will next pray for his kind soul, led by Sheikh Samir Amir, Allah يجزيك الخير. واللي بحب يكسب أجر ويشاركنا يتفضل.
يا قلبي يا حبيبي يا حياتي يا حياتي يا حبيبي يا حبيبي يا حبيبي يا حياتي يا روحي يا قلبي يا قلبي يا قلبي يا قلبي يا روحي حبيبي يا حياتي يا حياتي يا حبيبي يا حياتي يا حبيبي يا حياتي
الله يسهل له ويعيده حياته الجديدة تكون حياة حلوة بدون عذاب. نحن بنتعذب بس هو يرتاح، هو راح بسلام، هو ارتاح.
يا حبيبي يا قلبي
كان بيوفي.
يا حياتي يا قلبي يا روحي يا حياتي
Before the head has to turn around east, so the head has to be in that direction east. When you turn the body, the casket, the head has to be that direction. Do you want me to turn it before we close the casket or after?
يا روحي
Doesn't matter, whichever works.
يا روحي يا حياتي يا حبيبي يا حياتي يا حبيبي يا حبيبي يا حياتي
الله يصبركم.
يا روحي يا روحي حبيبي يا حبيبي حياتي يا حبيبي يا حياتي
So we would close the casket before we can close the casket after we move the patient. And then we would stand behind the casket so we can move it forward. That's okay. Sure. Thank you very much.
يا حياتي يا حبيبي يا حبيبي يا حياتي يا حبيبي يا حبيبي يا حياتي Amen. يا حياتي. يا حبيبي.
دعوة بسلامتكم جميعا. قلبكم الله الله يقدركم على الصبر. يلحقكم الله تعالى. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الله أكبر. لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له يحيي ويميت وهو على كل شيء قدير. إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما. اللهم صل وسلم على أشرف الأمم سيد العرب والعجم وإمام مكة وزمزم والمدينة والحرم سيد الأنام ومصباح الظلام وخاتم الأنبياء والرسل الكرام نبينا محمد. اللهم زده كرما وشرفا ومهابة وإجلالا وتعظيما. ورضي الله تبارك وتعالى عن ساداتنا أصحاب رسول الله أجمعين. رحم الله من نظر فاعتبر وأمر فأتمر وزجر فازدجر ومثل هذا الحق المبين انتظر. انتظروا واعتبروا يا أولي الألباب. الحكم لله الواحد الوهاب. معكم جنازة رجل مسلم من أهل التوحيد والإيمان والحقيقة والبرهان مندرج بالوفاة إلى رحمة الله الملك الديان تغمده الله بالرحمة والرضوان وأسكنه فسيح الجنان رحمه الله. الصلاة على الجنازة الحاضرة أثابكم الله. فسبحان الدائم الباقي الحي الذي لا يموت. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. السلام عليكم. اللهم اقبلنا وتقبل منا بحرمة الفاتحة يا حي يا قيوم. ولا الضالين.
الله يرحمه.
اللهم اجعلنا من خير الفريقين، من الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات ومن الذين دعواهم فيها سبحانك اللهم وتحيتهم فيها سلام وآخر دعواهم أن الحمد لله رب العالمين. يا أيها الذين آمنوا لا تلهكم أموالكم ولا أولادكم عن ذكر الله ومن يفعل ذلك فأولئك هم الخاسرون. وأنفقوا مما رزقناكم من قبل أن يأتي أحدكم الموت فيقول رب لولا أخرتني إلى أجل قريب فأصدق وأكن من الصالحين. ولن يؤخر الله نفسا إذا جاء أجلها والله خبير بما تعملون. الله يرحمه. الله يسلمكم جميعا. عظم الله أجركم. الله يحفظكم وإياكم. الله يرحمه.
Thank you.